on Stocks to Watch, we offer exclusive one on one discussions with company leaders to help you make informed investment decisions. I'm Ashley Berry, and we're welcoming David Atkinson, CEO and director of Earthworks Industries, Inc. The development stage company focuses on providing waste disposal services in the United States and Canada. They're trading on the TSXV as EWK. Very excited to have this conversation. David, welcome.
Thanks, Ashley. Look forward to talking with you and Earthworks Industries.
Yes, let's jump right in. For those unfamiliar with Earthworks Industries, Inc., could you provide a brief overview of the company's mission, vision, and of course, your core values?
Well, Ashley, we started out really looking at to create a new age of waste handling systems that we feel will dominate the industry moving forward. We will carefully site facilities to site these types of operations. And we feel that it'll set a precedent for use of science-based technologies that are both environmentally and technologically advanced and sound. The core value of the company is to protect the earth and its varied people and environments from the proven dangers that we know exist from irresponsible discarding of waste, and to create and deliver sustainable and environmentally responsible systems that accomplish that.
Yeah, the environmental sustainability, I think, is so important. And one thing that really piqued my interest that you just mentioned was new age. Can you kind of explain that a little bit deeper for us?
Well, the thing is that a lot of the challenges in the past have just been related to perceptions of landfills and things.
Mhm.
And now, we're at a point where new technology is definitely starting to emerge to address a lot of these issues, and we want to make sure that we educate people to ensure that they understand things, and that there is going to be a whole new wave of technologies available for us to now to reuse, repurpose, and recycle. That's what we are looking for at Cortina, is to create that precedent and that model to bring these kinds of technologies in.
Yeah, and speaking of Cortina in California, you're focused on that Cortina Integrated Waste Management Project. I mentioned
Yep.
California and Canada. So, what inspired the initiation of this project? Maybe you could share the story of how it all began and the goals you're aiming to achieve.
Well, management, we were originally involved in cleanup technologies for inner cities. That was something that we were looking at years ago, and technology that could treat contaminated soils and sites and things. And I was at a conference in Pittsburgh one year, and a consul came and invited me to go to the Canadian Embassy and meet with some of the major contractors in the U.S., the General Electrics, the Lockheeds, and things like this, and that we're operating in the space, and also an opportunity to talk to the environmental advisors. And the consulate had invited people in to talk to. There was myself and about 4 or 5 other companies represented there, and where it led to us was not just about how expensive it was for companies to bring new technologies to market and things like that, but what came out was the fact that there was a lot of expression of interest on where would we site these types of operations in the future. And even back at that time, it came out that these operations, would be where would you find the land available for this type of a development? And since in the United States, federal law exempts tribes from state and regulatory law and their reservations, we concluded that the primary potential location were lands of federally recognized Indian tribes. And that understanding motivated us to approach a tribe, and our investigations determined that the Cortina Rancheria was in many ways the model for future sites. The current demand for proper waste management is immense and will continue to grow, and we see Cortina as the first of what will be many facilities as this demand grows. And we particularly looked at California because we know of the high standards for regulations and environmental standards, and working with the federal agencies and US EPA, that's the precedent that we wanted to set, the standard to be as high as possible.
It really sounds like a terrific partnership all the way around, not only with the government, but also with the tribe. For those considering investing in your company, the management of waste materials and the efficiency, of course, is key. So, would you describe your technology and operations as cutting edge?
We, you know, the concept at Cortina is more about the siting of the and land use.
Mm.
That was the real challenge for us, and what we went after. Our strategy moving forward will be to bring in what we feel are the most current technologies available. And at this point in time, we would consult more with the US EPA on technologies that they feel are current at this time, have application moving forward. And that's what we are really looking for at Cortina, is to create that model and precedent. It's like a shopping mall, for lack of a better analogy, of now placing, as we look at the moving forward, we want Cortina to bring in the companies that we feel have the most current technology for moving forward on treating and reusing, repurposing, recycling, and the last thing is to be disposing of material. And even now, material that is disposed in a landfill will be more of a storage cell that's securely stored and properly stored for future repurposing when a technology comes along. When that's what our strategy is at Cortina, is to site locations that have the demographic that we're looking for and will serve the region, and also just have whatever is the most current available technologies in the market today.
So I would say absolutely cutting edge. Really appreciate you breaking it down with the analogy about the shopping mall. Much easier for us to really comprehend how exactly this operation works and what you're aiming to achieve. And also appreciate you mentioning the challenges ahead. But let's talk about the upcoming milestones and what are the next steps for your company?
Well, the next milestone is our tentative approval of the federal site-specific re- flexibility requests by the US EPA. And these are design related aspects to the landfill. And the company, we recently submitted the final two for approval, and they've taken several years to get complete and are expected prior to the year end. So this is something coming imminently. And the federal tentative approval, and why I say tentative is there's lots more going forward as far as constructions and operations. But the most important thing is this allows the company to move forward with our final design and construction schedules, potentially for a spring construction. Last year, we took the opportunity to have a basis of design report, or not a report, but it's a document that completed. It outlines all the details for construction of the operation and the current costs. And at that point, we fully expect interest, not only from an operational perspective, but from an investment opportunity by a potential major operator.
Hmm. And you also mentioned your commitment to the environment, environmental sustainability, the reduce, reuse, recycling. What are really the primary benefits Earthworks Industries Inc. offers to its investors, and why should they view this as a particular stock to watch?
Well, the industry is really, I think, coming into a real exciting time. It's kind of a circling back into a low tech sector, for lack of a better analogy, as far as waste management and handling goes. And we really see that the importance of just right now, we have the demographics of where you're going to site these type of locations in the future. And this goes back to your original question on where. And the federal land, the tribal lands are so ideal. Some of them are ideal for locations in close enough proximity to a major city that, and that's part of what we did at Cortina, is the permits looked at, and the lease looked at what would a major source be looking for as far as the city goes, what type of operations to be available. That was our primary focus, was to just look at how important the environment is, and the resurgence of our industry, and moving forward to offer what is going to be the most current technology. And as I was saying earlier, and it's about educating people now as well as to, we'll make sure that we stay in touch with the local people that are involved or around it. We'll ensure that their concerns are addressed. We'll use media such as yourself to make sure that we're out there informing people of things that are going on and advancements, and that most importantly, that we are going to create and deliver a sustainable and environmentally responsible system, and that is our priority.
And that education is paramount, especially when it comes to helping people understand about the critical work you're doing. David Atkinson, CEO and Director of Earthworks Industries, Inc., thank you so much for your time and for sharing these insights here with us on Stocks to Watch. We look forward to sharing more with our audience. Best of luck to you, David.
Thank you, Ashley.